What can individual teachers do to decrease or eliminate the achievement gaps?
Continue, and we're going to go to number 5 here, and it says, what can individual teachers do to decrease or eliminate the achievement gap? And I think we kind of went over that one, so I want to continue to go to number 6 here. All right, and I hope I do not butcher this author's name, and if I do, forgive me.
I wouldn't know the difference.
Anne Rogers Polikoff's article, Closing the Gap, an Overview, states how the achievement gap starts before the children can even enter the kindergarten classroom. The gap actually starts with the student's early development, family, and community life. Do you think that teachers can really reduce the achievement gap formed by the student's home, community, and early development?
I do. The children are with us 7.23 hours a day, something like that. So I think we have a huge influence on the children.
Good.
By the time they get home, they're with their parents for a few hours, and then it's bedtime. So I think a lot of what we do is carried through to the home. And I've even talked to parents, and they're like, Miss Cooke, I don't know, my child won't listen to me because what you say is the law. This is how things are done. And I'm like, please call me. All of my parents have my cell number to call if there's any issues at home. But there's so many different ways to teach children, and the parents may not know all of those ways. So I tell the children, listen to your parents. They may have a better way or a different way than I have of teaching. But I think it's so important that the parents and the teachers communicate frequently to help close that achievement gap and to help reach that child and find out where they really are struggling and to focus on those skills. I think so many. Am I answering the question?
Yes, you are. You are.
I agree that, like I said earlier, ages 1 through 3 I think are so important to get those basic verbal skills. A lot of parents don't speak to their children. They don't have conversations, and it's more of a discipline issue. If there is a problem, it's a discipline. It's not, how was your day? Tell me what you learned in school anymore. And that's not just with our minority children. It's with all that I see. And it's sad. You know, car pickup line, when the children are getting their cars, parents are on the phone, and I just want to say, get off the phone. Talk to your child and find out how their day was. Give them a nice greeting.
Yeah.
You haven't seen them in 8 hours. But yes, I think that what we do does carry over to home, and I think most of it is positive. I hope most of it is positive. But I think in order for that to happen, you have to have a relationship with your students, and there has to be a mutual respect for each other, for them to actually feel like it's important that they share with their parents what happens at school. I try to teach the whole child, not just academics, but we discuss safety, we discuss being a good citizen, we discuss keeping our world clean and safe, taking care of our animals. You know, it's I just, the well-rounded child, I think, is so important.
It is. I'm sure I am almost like you.
But it comes naturally to me because that's just who I am.
Right.
And some people may frown upon it, thinking maybe you could get more academics taught if you would not go into everything is a teachable moment. When they step on a bug, that's a teachable moment for me.
Right.
You know, respect others. Talk about the creature. Bring in the science. You know, I mean, there's so much you can do. So.
Wow. Okay, I'm blown away.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, this is good blown away, you know, so I'm just like, wow, so, okay, I'm just going to move forward, but there's so much that I want to say, and I just...
You have my phone number, my email. Call me.
Yes, thank you. Okay. All right, number 7 here.
The article also quotes Rothstein and Barton, who claim high levels of television watching correlate with lower levels of achievement, and Black and Hispanic children watch far more television than others. Considering this research, how do you think teachers should then monitor the use of television with the students' curriculum?
So when they go home, you know, some of the students, that's all they do. Do you think that you should kind of filter that in a way by giving them assignments, saying, okay, when you go home, watch this on the news or watch this program, so that they're not picking up the wrong material, because, from these two guys right here, Faustine and Barton, they're saying that television watching and the achievement gap, they correlate with each other, with the Black and Hispanics. So do you think basically for a Black student, the Black students, Hispanic students, maybe all your students, that you should try to filter what they're watching when they go home outside of the school?
That's a great idea. And we have done a few of those, but I've never thought of pulling them away from the television to use it as a learning tool. So, wow, okay. We have done that in the past. I've asked them to look at commercials because we talk about advertising and what a good writer or a good creator needs to put in the commercial to attract someone's thoughts or attention. We talk about author's purpose: persuade, entertain, and inform. And we have talked about which commercials. Most commercials are to persuade because they want to sell something. So we have done a little bit of that. We have watched the news to look at moon phases. But I don't assign a lot of homework. Well, I've never assigned homework to look at the TV. Never thought about it. But now that I am, I'm just wondering, I've had children in the past say, Dad holds the remote, Dad's in control. And I have asked, well, what do you get to watch? What you want to watch? No, that's Dad. Dad's in charge. Or our TV doesn't work. We don't have a TV. We're only allowed to watch it downstairs, and I can't watch TV on the weeknights. I do have some parents that only allow TV on the weekends and video games on the weekends. But I have a hard time assigning assignments where I don't know if all the children will be able to complete them. Right. And I don't want them to feel bad because they don't have that opportunity. But now that I'm thinking about it, I can find out if we have TVs and probably talk to parents. Then again, that home communication.
Right.
Would you allow your child to do this assignment?
Cool.
All right. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Did I answer your question?
You did.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was like everywhere.
In the article Closing the Gap, an overview, Polikoff writes, effective instruction is differentiated, flexible, and provides the support that each student needs to succeed. Research indicates that academic achievement is closely related to curriculum. Students succeed when the curriculum is challenging, engaging, and undiluted by tracking. Students are expected to work hard, are motivated to succeed, and are provided with an array of supports from tutoring to extend school days to summer programs. Evaluations of successful schools have also found a direct connection between a culture of high expectations and a student body that achieves at high levels. Barth, Canapel, Clements, Ragland, Clubbine, Constable, and Smith, 2002. Explain how you agree or disagree with this research. Do you think that the current curriculum is challenging, engaging, and undiluted by tracking?
I do agree with the research. I feel if you don't put high expectations on the children, then there's no opportunity for them to be successful. Mediocre expectations, you're going to get mediocre. If you low expectations, you're going to get low. So I challenge all of my students to do the best and be the best that they can be. The differentiated instruction, we do that in this classroom. We have the small groups. We have peer tutoring. We pull back. I do small groups whenever I see there's a skill that needs to be handled with a certain child. We do a lot of hands-on. We do independent work. We do creative posters. We do projects. Anything to try to get the children excited about learning. And this class, it's like they live to please me and impress me. And I think that's from, day one. You've got to let them know you are here for them and you respect them and you just want them to be successful. So I think that's very important. Flexible. All teachers have to be flexible. And the education, the curriculum, the pacing guide has to be flexible. Hampton City Schools, am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
Hampton City Schools, and I guess other schools, I've only worked for Hampton City, their pacing guide is very structured. And somewhat rigorous, but they are requiring the teachers to add more rigor to get the children more prepared for those SOL tests. There's not a lot of wiggle room in the pacing guide. However, I refuse to move on to another skill just to please the pacing guide if the children aren't ready. Right. So that's why every minute counts in the classroom. I do feel, even though I agree with this, however, the tracking, we do have to collect a lot of data. And we do extension times, half an hour every day of extension. We are to focus on specific skills, rotate the children to other classrooms where other children need the same skill they need, and we do a pre-assessment, we do a post-assessment. We have quizzes, we have the test, we have the benchmarks, we have PALS, we have DRA2. We have a conglomerate of assessments for these children that we are having to calculate and organize and see where they are and what they need. I feel there's too much testing for these babies. And I did find out that they are going to get rid of the science and social studies third grade SOLs next year. Good. So it'll just be reading and math. And they've eliminated fifth grade writing, which is huge because that takes so much time for those teachers to get the children prepared. But I do feel that it is challenging, it is engaging. But it could be very disengaging depending on the teacher and how they plan their lessons. So the teacher plays a large role in making it exciting and eventful for the children.
Thank you. Now, we kind of answered number 9 already, but you said something that I kind of just want to hear a little bit on that way, and that's motivation. And throughout your years of experience, what has motivated your students the most to learn, to want to come to school, and to just grow? Good.
I feel, and this is from what I hear from parents, that this classroom is exciting and it's fun. And I joke with the children after they know I'm serious and I'm in charge. First couple of weeks, you got to be kind of hardcore. But they know that they're not going to get slapped on the hand for saying something wrong in this classroom. They answer a question wrong. It's okay. It's a learning tool. That's what we do here. I don't degrade the children in front of each other. That's wrong. Everybody in here is super, and they are all special in their own way. And it's a family. It's a classroom family, and they want to be here. And most of us get along really well. You're always going to have a few. But I praise them a lot, and that's what they need. Even the minorities and the average white Caucasian, they all need positive praise. Just recently, we've had a little girl in here who gets in trouble a lot. And I've kind of done a little practice the last 3 weeks. I've talked to Mom, and I have praised her for everything that I've seen. It's taken some time out of the day, academically, but every time she does something good, I am right there on her. Good job. I am so proud of you. And we have not had any behavior issues in 3 weeks. So that's what they need. They need love. They need consistency. They need routine. They need to know the expectations, and they need to know what's going on in the classroom so they feel a part of it. You know, they help make the rules of the classroom. We have class discussions. It's not me, throwing down the gavel and saying this is how it is. It's a whole group. We are all part of this classroom, and we're all part of this family. And they want to come because it's fun, and they know that they're loved and appreciated.
Awesome. Wow. I'm not going to cry. Oh my goodness. It's like, wow.
That's what we do. We're teachers. You're a teacher. You're going to be the same way.
Thanks. That's an honor. It really is. It really is. Well, thank you so much, Mrs.
Yes,
Cooke.
thank you.
Thank you. This was a pleasure, and I know we'll probably stay in contact.
Yes, definitely.
Throughout our time. I know we will.
Definitely.
Thank you again,
yes,
and you have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing those little ones come in today.
They'll be here in a few minutes.